Oh.
That was certainly very exciting, wasn't it? I was.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
was on the edge of my seat the entire time, and not just because Cruel Tech finally won, but also because, well, Cruel Tech finally won. So, while
Overall, we had some good matches, though. I was happy with today. It was a great watch.
Oh yeah,
Great competition.
but the match of the night award goes to Running Succubus at 0 seconds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was they almost timeout. That was wonderful. Wonderful. 2 seconds, 0 seconds. I couldn't even tell what the hell was going on, but yeah.
See, he did it
Impressive
somehow.
job, guys.
So anyways, while we're waiting for Cruel Tech to come back, I got a list of the cards that are definitely going to be changed from IFCO. There's more than just those, but not that many more. But there's a few that... Oh, hang on. Something's going on.
Cruel Tech in here.
Oh, you're trying to get him in here, or did you already get him in here?
Hey, he's in the call. He'll join when he's ready. Anyway, keep going on what you're saying.
Anyway, so I've got a total of 18 cards. Cards/heroes. Yes, some of them are heroes.
Yep.
Not all the changes are that big. I mean, don't expect all of these to be like meta-sweeping changes. These are mostly aimed to make some of the really bad cards not seem so terrible.
Yeah.
But some of them are very interesting. It's not everything that I wanted, but it's really, really good. So while we wait, I guess we'll just start going over them real quick, and then we'll see what we all think.
Yeah.
So there they are. This is these are the different versions. So that's when we get these balanced. Then we get these cards added to our collection that are different than the normal cards, and we can play them specifically amongst each other. So let's get going. As you see, there's quite a lot there's a little bit from every aspect. I think the only order, I think, other than trend, order has no cards on this list though. So that should say something regarding how order is looking. Apparently, really good.
Yeah.
Cruel Tech says, "Why can't we hear him?" Well, Cruel Tech, if you are here, we cannot hear you.
I'm not sure. You're not muted or anything.
You're not even showing as... You don't have that green dot, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's on your end, dude.
Maybe...
I forget you turned all the way up. Go to your mic settings in Discord. Sometimes I have to do that with my video.
Because Discord is annoying about it.
Yeah, I mean, it works good once you get it set up. It's just, you gotta click the right buttons.
Anyways, while you guys do that, let's get these cards rolling. So, word of knowledge. So, how it's different now is that previously you would discard the same number of cards that you drew. Well, and then you just draw the one extra. Now you only discard one. That means that if you play this with, let's say, 3 wisdom aspects, it's basically a better ancient wisdom that's instant. And if you played with 4, that's major draw power right there. I mean, it's like insane draw power. You're drawing 4 cards and discarding 1 for just 2 mana.
Yeah, that's huge. That's
really,
way better.
Really, really insane.
Huge buff, I would say. I'm happy with that.
The goal here really is to... One of the goals was to promote mono wisdom, to make that like a viable archetype. Because up until now, it's just never been good. Good old library guards goes back to his former glory. He immediately draws a card, but he's double wisdom. Again, it's the same attempt to make it a little bit better. I mean... It's a really good card, so it makes sense that it should have double requirements. Now, I don't think that means you can only play it in Mono Wisdom. I think in certain 4-level decks, you could still play him.
Yeah.
It's just not so convenient to play him on, like, turn 4 every single time.
Yeah. Cruel's asking if we can move over to Skype.
I mean, we could do that. That's fine. So...
Alright, I'll work on that for a sec.
So, once it's ready, just invite me to the call, and then I'll mute this, so we're not, like... We're not overlapping, but I still want this to stay up so that people can see your wonderful face.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Library Guards, just like it used to be. And one of the reasons that it's not so OP, because the stat lines have changed so much. Back in the day when Library Guards was this good, the stat lines were very small. They were all 2/2s pretty much. And so Library Guards was actually like a big force on the battlefield. But now we have a lot of 3/2s, a lot more 3/3s. Just bigger creatures in general. So Library Guards is not going to be dominating the field anymore. But it's still obviously a really good card. Steel Sentient. Very small change to this one. So this one is going to have... Basically, it now summons a drone when it comes into play. And not just at the start of each turn. So you play him, you get a drone immediately, and then you get a drone every turn. So it's a small difference, but it's a little bit of a boost. So you could actually immediately sack the drone to give something else a buff, if that's what you want to do. And yeah. Oh, one sec.
We got Cruel.
Alright. Okay, so I've muted Discord, so that shouldn't be a thing. By the way, your camera went crazy for a second, Album.
Is it fine now? Oh.
It looks okay. So I'm hoping that we're well heard from here. And hello, Cruel Tech. Welcome. It's nice to finally meet you in for real.
Hello, guys.
Oh, so that's what you sound like. I was very curious. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you're gonna sound the way Dobrich sounds.
I have no idea how I sound.
All right, so we're going over the cards right now. So I guess we could do that before we jump into the, some of the crazy deck ideas that you've had, because
yeah,
we definitely want your input on these changes too. Because you're not on the balance team, are you? I don't think so.
No.
So you might be seeing these for the first time, give or take. If anyone else showed them to you. So
I haven't seen any cards.
All right, so you saw the first two, right? It was Library Guards and Word of Knowledge.
No, I didn't. Haven't seen them.
Okay, so to recap real quick, Word of Knowledge will now only discard one card instead of the same number that you draw. So at high level of Wisdom, it will be like a massive draw boost. If you played it with 4 aspects, it's draw 3 basically.
Yeah, I like it. Actually, I've heard about this card.
And then Library Guards is back to his former glory. No more paying mana to draw, but it's now double Wisdom. So we're trying to promote mono Wisdom, basically.
I'm not a big fan of that. It should be the old cost or nerfed in some other way. Double blue, it's gonna be hard to play.
There we go.
Well, I think they're trying to specifically give mono blue like a nice tool to play with. I think that's the
mono
thinking.
blue is not getting better by making a card mono blue that was already available to blue, and now other decks can play the Library Guards. So to me this looks like sort of a nerf, like Parallel Evolution. I haven't seen Parallel Evolution played a single time since it was up to double blue.
Well, with Parallel, I think this is because the kind of deck that would run it is just not really available in mono blue. If there were some more ways to generate drones, that might work, because then you can parallel things into drones.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just seems too gimmicky.
Okay.
You can always primal battle or freeze kill something. Why would you make a drone? I don't know. Personally, I don't like this Library Guards. I wish it was changed in some other way.
Well, we'll see how it rolls. So we've already covered the Sentient. There's not much to it other than it just summons 1 extra drone when it comes into play.
Yeah.
But the big Wisdom card is the Big Boy Crab.
Yeah.
This one had some work put into it. So obviously the stats are nerfed. It's just a 6/7, but it starts with 1
Just
speed.
a 6/7.
But the big difference is that it's gained 1 additional ability, where for 2 mana, you can make it protected until the start of your next turn. That is a huge buff. Because you can actually...
protected expanded a little bit.
Because you can basically guarantee this if you just set it up ahead of time, and then it stays protected the whole time.
Yeah.
And it can get a bunch of speed.
She protected. So you cannot target it, and it doesn't take damage.
It does take damage, but you cannot target it.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you can kill it in combat, right? but you just can't remove it with like a Frostbolt. You can kill it with Cataclysm. You can kill it with like something like Sanctum, for instance, as well.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it's a different kind of a big card, whereas Karthus and Dragon, you know, they come into play and just start killing things. This guy is played, and then it just stays on the board and starts punching things for a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Also, it draws cards now when you
Oh,
damage
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, I hope we see more crabs in the future. So... That's it for Wisdom. So is this enough to make Mono Wisdom good? I'm sure some people will try it out.
It makes it better.
I mean, of course it makes it better, but is it enough? Like, is it like Masters viable? Is it Conquest viable? Would be the question.
Magi Crab will be the next dragon or Karthus. That's the
So we got a couple for Nature. Kayano is going back to his old self.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Finally.
Yeah, so now it does mean you can't play with Library Guards because of the double blue, but we might see some of those interesting decks where you try to cheat out a big creature. So what are some good targets now that we don't have Library Guards?
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Elvish Champion. Maybe we should switch it. I don't know, the old stuff like Necromantic Cult.
Yeah.
Maybe even some weird stuff like Namir, but I don't know.
Well, I think people were suggesting Tren as the big one because Tren is going to come out as a 5/5 when it comes out of it.
Yeah.
Does Tren have Unstoppable?
Yes.
Well, yeah, maybe.
So I
think it's also just nice to protect the creature for one turn.
Yeah.
Like,
wonder if we'll see any
after...
Theogen decks with the Theogen Tran. I don't know, it could be interesting.
Yeah, just wait and see what people come up with.
Oh, Keanu Black might come back. That was a fun deck. Harpies, the 3/4 Harpy.
Oh,
3 for Harpy, 4 for Cult.
Yeah, Keanu Black was sweet. I think that could be an awesome deck.
All right. Moving on.
Yeah.
We got a bit of a less exciting change. Birchwood Invoker. I think the only change that it starts with 1 energy, what it previously had 0. That's probably not enough to make it playable. But it's a start.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't know. Maybe you can return a Speed Totem or Drain Totem with it. Or is there a green 1/1 totem?
Yeah, there is that one. That's probably your best bet. The one that summons Shooting Sprouts.
Oh, Sprouting Totem, yeah. That got changed too, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it was thought about getting changed. It didn't end up happening.
Were the stats changed? I think it was 1/3 or 3/1 or something.
One less energy for the.
Yeah,
the
I believe he used to be 3/1, but that was way back.
Yeah.
And when he was originally released, he was a 3/1.
Yeah.
But now Sashlar points out there's not really any decent nature shamans, because really it's just this guy, it's Wolf Tongue, and it's Gurkha Tribe. That's not a great lineup.
No, that's pretty terrible.
Problem is this thing costs 3 mana, and for 3 mana you want to play the Rocky.
Yeah.
I mean, because the thing is, considering the changes to the Totem of the Moon, you'd want to play a lot of Shooting Sprouts.
Oh, what does it do?
We'll get to that, I think, next. Oh yeah, so Totem of the Moon. Now you put instead of giving everything +1/+1, you put a Might emblem on up to 2 creatures. So if you put it on 2 Shooting Sprouts, you're getting +4/+4. So that's why I thought it should work with the Shooting Sprouts, because they're the ones that want the emblems the most.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And my camera still hasn't recovered. I don't know why. I don't care. Album is Album is right next to me, so everyone will look at him. So that's not a problem.
Hell yeah.
And the last change is Fae of Charm. So she has 2 health instead of 1, and the effect is no longer mandatory. Oh, my camera just returned. Magic.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's awesome.
I mean, I don't
That's a
think we've
cool
seen
card.
anywhere near enough of her. She can be surprisingly devastating.
Yeah, just with all this the 1 health spot removal, it's just hard. But now this helps a lot.
Yeah. It probably would help even better if she wasn't double green.
Yeah.
Because mono green doesn't have much going for it.
I think double green is fine. I don't
Yeah,
want
you want to be a fairy.
I mean, no, I understand. You don't want to be able to splash something like this.
No, not really. But I think this makes it playable again in Grand Reunion. So that's cool.
It's not a great card to get out of Grand Reunion, though. It's got only 2 health.
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay.
But you could Kayano her.
True.
Right?
Grand Reunion.
And then she comes out as a 2/3, and you can immediately use her, play a Haldiri or something, and then hit the face.
Yeah. Cool.
Hell yeah. So that rounds out nature. Is this enough to make a splash? It's mostly Kayano that might lead the
Kayano
way.
will make a splash. Yeah, will make a splash.
The shaman stuff probably not. It doesn't seem like super good. And Faye, maybe.
They'll definitely see more play. Cool.
All right.
Oh man, I see some nice cards. Show me the red stuff.
All right. So there's there's 3
Of
rage
course.
cards. So Fia, the main difference is now that when she has energy, she now triggers that effect when she dies. You don't have to pay the 1 mana. So if she had any energy and she dies, you get to deal damage to something.
I love it. I'm running 4
That's-
copies in every deck.
That's really, yeah, back to how it should be, I think, because paying mana killed the card, aside from taking away its Swift. So yeah, I like it.
That was
Yeah.
mono red, I think.
Yeah, it's really playable now.
Dobritches is complaining how much worse Haldiri is compared to Pony. And we
Yeah,
were
that's
actually
true.
making this comment in the tournament too, where we saw you playing a bunch of those ponies, and we thought, look how much better than Haldiri this is. I actually thought Haldiri would be brought back to its old self too, because it doesn't seem to be that insane.
Haldiri isn't an epic double color whatever,
Yeah, that's true too.
and there's like 1 deck that plays Stallion, so I don't know.
Yeah, Haldiri is a
I mean-
rare, so.
I always said Stallion is pretty powerful. Maybe it should be looked at, but Irko said keep it that way, and okay, so I'm playing it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Stallion that much. I do think Haldiri is a bit underwhelming. If there's a problem with elves, it's definitely going to be Niena with the massive card draw capacity.
Yeah, right.
Just casually draw like 5 cards off of her. Yeah, it's totally fine.
Yeah, we saw Jado do that today. It was just like he had nothing, and then the whole board was filled.
I think the thing with Haldiri is if you make it stronger, suddenly it becomes too strong, sort of. And if you keep it
Okay,
like it
yeah.
is, I don't know. Whenever I play against it, I'm like, oh shit, please don't play another one, please don't play another one. So I think it's underrated, if anything. It just needs
Okay.
to hope.
It's just the stat
Maybe
line
with
is kind
time
of
we will
terrible for
replay it
4.
again.
Yeah, okay. Kayano with Haldiri is... Oh, no, you can, because it costs 4 mana, right? It has to be 3 or less.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. Your dreams are shattered.
Whatever, you put the Master Hunter on there or something else, and then you have a big turn with,
You can't put Master Hunter either. It's 4 mana.
ah, damn it. Well, I don't know. I like Haldiri as is.
Okay, moving on. Merchant of Souls. The Merchant of Sadness is what it used to be called.
Yeah.
So he went through several changes, and now first of all, he now costs 3 mana instead of 4, and he's a
damn.
3/3 with 2 speed.
This guy under Keanu.
And yeah, you could put him under, and then the Tainted causes him to get 2 energy immediately, and then you could just play something from your graveyard that costs 2 or less, non-spirit. Play it on the board.
All right.
So you could play something that costs 2. That's not a spirit. Maybe the 4/4 slave for fun.
Yeah, just get some jungle death traps back out with Keanu Green in red.
Oh, I know. It plays Namir out. Wait, it doesn't work because you'd have 3 levels. Oh no, because you have to have 3 evil levels, right, to not be tainted. So if you go double order red, you play this guy, he pulls Namir out. Value. And of course, if he somehow gets more energy, if someone plays, let's say, I don't know, Power Shot or something for fun, maybe you can start pulling out Flame Serpents. Oh, that's a spirit. Never mind.
Yeah, thank God.
Just pull out something a little bit scarier. Maybe if you can manage a red dragon or a phoenix. That'd be really funny. Oh, it's level 2 or less. God damn it!
Come
Man,
on, bud.
why is this... why are all my dreams being broken right now?
Oh, it's too
It's
bad.
interesting. I'll have to test it.
But at least it has a decent starting stat line. Like, not the previous, it was like a 3-2 for 4.
Yeah.
Oh man. Finally. No more fumes.
We'll see if anything comes of this guy. Maybe he's okay.
I
And
think
then
it's better.
the last card, one of my favorites, Aerolak the Badass, finally is going to make a splash.
Yeah.
So basically all they did was they just switched the abilities, where he starts with the AoE, and then gets the other ability, which by the way I think is pointless at this point. But the point is you start with the 3 mana, deal 1 damage to everything. They removed his
like that.
they removed his attack, and let's see. Oh, it's only now 1 red, so it's splashable.
Yeah. Way better.
I mean, by the way,
Ooh.
in limited, this guy's gonna rule. Holy
Yeah.
crap! But yeah, and
I'm not sure making it splashable is a good idea.
I
I like the switch of the abilities, and I think it's balanced in the way that it has less power now. I don't know, it's gonna be interesting.
I'm looking forward to seeing this guy kick some ass.
I
Yeah.
still don't know how the second ability will ever be activated.
Yeah,
But-
that
alright.
could just be either removed or just reworked, or just make it like 3 levels. Why is it 4? That's
3
Yeah, I
levels, I
think-
guess, too strong. But if you make him
Yeah.
double red and put it at 3 levels, I think it will be fine.
yeah, maybe. But I mean, even if that didn't exist, it's mostly just if you play him, he doesn't get killed. You can do like a big AOE. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. But yeah, an early test version of this had the AOE at 2 mana. That was OP because he could just clear boards by himself over and over again. Does that mean with 8 mana you could have 4 damage clear every turn? That was fun. But anyways, I like this guy a lot. I think it's a very proper, big badass orc.
Yeah, it's nice to see the epic card getting
Yeah.
some love.
So we're moving on to Dominion. Basic Despina. Hallelujah!
Yeah. Woo.
So, the ability is now 2 mana, give a creature deadly. Very simple. Straightforward. And actually has some interesting synergy with a target emblem deck, because if you put this on Flame Rune Warrior, then everything with an emblem just gets killed.
I like this so much just for the new player experience alone. It's a basic hero you get. It does a basic thing. Everyone can understand it. Just for that fact alone, I love it. I love the change.
It's better than the last version, so
You don't say. But I think, actually, I wonder if it could challenge Coronas for the limited spot for the best Dominion hero, because it's got some sick synergies.
I think we're gonna see basic Despina aggro instead of Coronis, maybe.
It could work.
Okay.
Because you have Trample, you have a nice 1-level creature curve.
Yeah.
You have stuff like Primal Battle and big stats, and you still have
That'd be insane.
Yeah.
New players is gonna like this. Yeah, I agree.
Good job, guys. Good job, Balance Team. Whoever came up with this one. Next up, Moon Priestess. So she got one more
I
health.
didn't need a puff. All right.
I mean, I'm okay with this, I guess. It's kind of like a Summoner Druid, but a little bit different.
Yeah, it's like
It
better
has
than
better
Horde
stats
Elves.
now. And what else?
It has 2 speed instead of 1.
Oh, I see.
So it's like not an awful creature.
Yeah, but
And probably not much of a change, though.
Man, you could make her 2/2, and it would be alright. I don't know. Druid gives you 2 mana for free.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't expect this to be like a big change, but at least it's not like so bad that you laugh at it. Maybe you just laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, probably not gonna make a big difference, but it's there. Murderous Chieftain, very much in the same camp, is that it sucks just slightly less than it did before. The only change is now he has one additional option for when he enters the field, where you can sack 1 creature and pay 1 mana, which is the middle point between pay 2 mana and sack 2 creatures.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I don't think that's gonna make any difference.
This
It's
creature
better.
gives 6/6 at least.
Yeah, because I mean,
Just not gonna work.
no, I agree.
Yeah.
A 6/6
Well,
would be
because-
interesting.
it costs 4 mana usually.
And like Aerolag, it never sees play, even as a 5/5 trample. So,
Yeah.
and this you can exorcism and whatever.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it needs bigger stats. For 4 mana, I want more bang out of my card.
I agree. But I mean, this
I
might
also
just
think
not
that
work.
cards like Elgaron and Crab and
All the 4-level 4-mana cards should have bigger stats, because we have 1 mana drops that have 2 power, sometimes 3 power. The same with 2 mana drops, and then 3 mana is usually pretty balanced. But all the small stuff trades so easily upwards, and the removal is always 1 or 2 mana. So then you go to 4 mana and 2 levels or 3 levels, and you get just 5
power and 5 toughness. It's just not worth it usually. And then a card like Elgaron in green without ramp, without draw usually. You go up 4 levels and you get a 6/6. Are you kidding me? What am I gonna do? We have a 3 mana 8/8 in crypt now. What's
So yeah, my way to buff these cards would be to increase their stats slightly,
Okay.
but that's just my opinion.
So you wouldn't make Elgaron 8/8 and unstoppable? That would be terrifying, honestly.
Sure,
Yeah.
but look at how much you have to invest to get it.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's kind of cool that, 8/8 Elgaron. I mean, it is a mountain, right? You'd expect it to pack a punch.
Yeah.
At least 8/8.
All right. So maybe we add some stats to some of the big creatures. What about Red Dragon? Is that fine? I mean, it has a kick-ass ability, so it's
Red
probably
Dragon
okay.
is fine.
Yeah.
Red Dragon is
No.
fine.
No more.
It's 3 speed,
No more.
flying, 5/5,
And an
can-
insane ability. Yeah, that's nice.
and you can play him for 2 mana sometimes. It's okay.
Yeah.
But
What about Crab?
yeah, I'll
you
go-
think 6/7
no.
is fine on Crab, or needs more? It's got protected at least.
the crab, really, I'm not sure. I think maybe lowering the stats to 6/7 is gonna be like maybe a bit too much. I don't know.
We'll have to
But-
see.
We'll have to see it.
But yeah, for Elgaron making him 8/8, I'd actually be totally on board with that.
You see, Entrail is a 4 mana 6/6, but you can hero power her very reliably. And Dragon also has usually New Horizons or Altar or whatever. But Elgaron has nothing, so why is it only a 6/6? Doesn't make sense to me.
Well, he has the AoE at least, right? That's
Yeah,
something.
Come on. Maybe if the AoE was 3/3 or something, then
Oh,
I don't think
man.
it's a 6.
That would be Pretty nice. That would be a card that makes a big bang when it's played. But I mean, it should, right? Yeah. It should.
Yeah.
That would be either make it bigger or make the AoE start at 3. That's my proposal for Elgaron.
I think if you want to make it better, I'd go with the AoE, because the 3 AoE is going to kill a lot more stuff than 2.
Yeah. That'd be huge.
And then he's already killing all the small guys that would trade into him. Anyways, enough of that.
Big one here. Big one.
Also, I don't know what you're doing, Album, but it's really loud. I know you're trying to eat chips or something. Anyway, Scatador's bidding is now one way. Your opponent doesn't get to play cards from under Scatador's.
Finally.
This is just broken.
Damn it.
You cannot leave this card like that. No.
It's gonna be sick.
It's a single-sided every turn. I play your land or your spell. This is too strong. My opinion, this is way too strong.
It's huge.
I think we'll find out very soon, because I'm sure control decks are gonna see. Okay, Scatadors, let's see how that rolls.
Every single turn I'm gonna play the opponent's lands, so I draw extra cards usually.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm gonna use his spells, or I'm gonna play what I draw from my trick. So, in essence, this card is like draw 3 cards per turn and kill your opponent.
It's more like draw 2, right? Because you just
depends on whether you play a land from his deck or not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you play one of his shrines, then yeah, I guess. But I mean, at that point, you probably have so much mana, you might not care. So if this version doesn't work, then it might just need to be redesigned somehow.
This should be redesigned or not done like.
This could just win you the game every time, which it did before. So
I mean, it's at least a bit more interesting than the one that just passively stole life and healed you.
Yeah, that's true.
That one was just depressing.
Yes.
Yeah, you could have further nerfed that one. Like,
they nerfed it like what, 3 times?
Nerfed it like Advanced Neo. Advanced Neo was nerfed at least 3 times until we arrived at the current stats. Same with Atomic Reflector.
Sure.
I'm sure hitting that does like 1 or 2 life per turn would have been okay.
Maybe, but that just feels a bit boring.
I don't know. It's better than this. This is just
well,
Didn't you just say players hate when people steal their stuff and whatever? This is gonna do exactly that.
We'll see how you compare with something like Grand Reunion, which gives you a free creature per turn. Well, this basically, like you said, just draws you like 2/3 cards per turn. But I guess one more thing it might do is it might deny your opponent certain cards.
Also, you can play the cards without playing the level requirements. the opponent will be like, "Are you kidding me?"
Well, yeah, but I mean, are you going to design your deck that way and hope Scatador eats the right card?
It's just gonna happen anyway. I mean, cards are balanced by their levels and colors, and this totally circumvents it.
I don't know. It just seems broken to me to just play the opponent's lands every turn.
If that was all it did, I would play this card. But I can also play their spells and my spells. It's too strong.
Well, we'll see. I would make a recommendation, Cruel. Just go ahead and just play this and break this card so that everyone sees.
Not again.
It's gotta happen. Somebody has to do it.
He's gonna love it. He'll love it.
He'll
be playing on ladder all month.
I mean, I know it's gonna make you seem even more hated, but somebody's gotta do the hard work, man. Somebody's gotta make the hard decisions. Anyways, that's enough of that. Scatman's bidding version 2, and now the Dread Knight. So the change is that now he can't be blocked by 1 creature, which seems to work very nicely with Deadly.
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh my god.
Menace. Menace now.
This is great. Rich's new favorite card is my prediction.
What the hell? Oh my god.
Hey, at least it's not a zombie.
Man,
That's
you
true.
move cards back and then... Oh no, this is brutal.
This is great.
But it's supposed to be, right? It's a 3-aspect 4-mana card.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, you were just saying it. Bump it up, dude. Bump it up.
Oh, make it a 7/7 and unstoppable while you're at
Make
it.
it an 8/8. Don't stop there.
I'm gonna steal this with Scatterer's bidding. Woo!
That's gonna be sick.
Okay, this is nice. I mean, I'm not sure this card needed a buff, but sure, whatever.
Why not? Hey, just splash this into like a random mid-range deck.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh, this is fun. I'm having a great time.
Hey, it's a knight. Put him in the knight's deck, right? With Namir and all the other
Yeah.
guys.
With
Hell
CFT?
Oh, wonderful.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing knights and crabs tearing up the meta in the future.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Okay, well, we mostly just laughed here, which is a good enough review of this card.
Yeah, that was great. Great commentary.
Alright, Tren. So the difference is
Yes,
that
dude.
where normally it costs 3 mana to put the emblem every time, it now costs 1 plus 1 more for every subsequent emblem.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
So 1 mana for the first, 2 mana for the second.
Yeah. But you can get them up to like a 7/7 pretty quickly.
But then it just stops after 3 mana. It's
I mean, you can get him up quicker, but yeah, you're gonna stop sooner. But I mean, how many more emblems would you put on him realistically? If he's already a 7/7 with Unstoppable, how many more stats do you need, man?
More! No, that's one of the cards.
10-10. He's a heroic.
Man, maybe he needs an ability where he can remove an emblem and put it on another creature, but only in your own turn outside of combat, or I don't know, with some limitation, you know? Or like once per turn, so that you can go back down if you need it. I don't know. Maybe that's too fancy. I don't know. It's cheaper to put an emblem in initially, but why don't you just increase its stats if it wasn't strong enough, you know, and leave it at 3? I don't know. It's a weird buff.
It might not
make
even
a
make that much of a
big trend.
difference.
Now this trend can never be like 10-10 or 20-20 or 15-15.
2020? When was Trent ever 2020?
Trend 2020.
I have had 2020 trends. I don't know.
How much mana do you have?
You know, in trials, sometimes there's a standoff and you just stare at each other and you pump your trend and you pump it and you pump it and then eventually you go face.
If you say so, it must be true.
Yeah, I believe it.
So, I think... Are we going to see Kayano and Tren? That seems like the most likely thing. Comes out as a 5/5.
Also, yeah, if you put this in trend, then it immediately starts at 2 mana, so... I don't know. Weird.
Oh, we'll see. And the last card is Jackery. Not much of a change here. It's just that it's now no longer mandatory to put the emblems. That's it.
Oh.
Which is nice, I guess?
This doesn't do anything because usually the only time this was a drawback is if you have only Jackery and the opponent has creatures.
Yeah, but that can happen.
If you have creatures, you just put the emblem on a creature that already has an emblem, and if you put it on another creature, it gets buffed anyway, so...
Hey, not a big change. It's a quality of life change, really, more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that you don't just get randomly screwed, like, oh, I want to play Jacques, but oh no, I guess I have to buff the enemy. I actually did a little testing with this in the target emblem deck. It's not actually very good there, because it has anti-synergy with Flame Rune Warrior. Since,
the starch emblem thing is not really a great mechanic in my opinion. You always need to do so much stuff like activate this altar, play this creature, do this, and it's always like a 2-card combo, and usually one of the cards costs at least 2 or 3 mana. Meanwhile, some other guy just plays Primal Battle on a Deadly, or he plays a Assassinate, Assassin's Guild with a creature and free kills your stuff. So I'm like, what is this target emblem stuff? It doesn't do anything.
well, to be fair, the Shrine isn't very good and wasn't run in the deck, because for the purposes of removal, you just use the Despina hero power with a target emblem guys to just get free removal. But like, I tried putting this in and it just didn't work. Because it just kept, I kept having troubles. I can't kill stuff anymore. And if I buff my guys with him, then when Flame Rune hits the board, my guys die.
Why do they die? They're stronger anyway.
Well, yeah, because Flame Rune hits everybody with a target emblem.
Oh, because it gives him Deadly. Oh,
yes.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, that was the whole point of Despina. You can give him Deadly and just get removal that way.
So actually, now you can't even play this target emblem crap anymore, because if your opponent runs Flame Rune, you just kill all your board.
Well, I mean, how many other decks run Flame Rune, though?
Yeah.
I mean,
You know, I think there's one card missing in all of these buff cards. I would like to see the return of 3-level Vampirism.
And improve it a little bit. To
Like affects artifact creatures. No?
I don't care about the artifact creatures if it does that or not. I mean, the main complaint was always it works with lamps, and then they changed it to okay, only in your turn, but they could have just made it anti-artifact. But I really miss the paying life on the upkeep and having this excitement of the
that was fun.
possibility of accidentally killing yourself. And the opponent has to invest life sometimes one turn to actually get a benefit out of it. But the thing is, the current one is just whenever I play the Vampirism in any deck, I play it in my deck now and I play it a lot. But
It never seems right to play the Vampirism because it's so expensive, and 95% of the time
it doesn't do anything because you need to wait one turn. So I think it should always be active and cost 3 levels. I don't know. That's my opinion.
not unfair.
Cool.
I mean, maybe they were trying to meet you halfway by having it work on vampires immediately. So Prinha.
It works on vampires immediately.
Right. That's kind of like the compromise. But you wanted to work on everything immediately, right?
Maybe it does have to give more stats, or it does have to work immediately and not on artifacts or whatever, but there needs to be some sort of buff, and in exchange we move it back to 3 levels so that it doesn't get abused by 2-level or 1-level aggro where you just drop a Vampirism and auto-win.
Yeah.
And that would be a very nice change. Because right now, Vampirism doesn't really see play. It sees play, but it's a losing play.
Now, for the record, this is not a complete list. There are a few more cards that are going to be changed, but they're not finalized yet. I can tell you, for instance, that the Goblin Looter is one of them. And
Nice.
Yeah.
And some of the versions of the Goblin Looter have him interact with the target emblems, basically. In a very good way. But they're just trying to sort out exactly where it should be. And then, what else? There's a few other ones.
Those may need a minor change too, because it's such a weird card. It's a rare legendary, and you can never really get it to work.
Which
and
card?
It's Gruul's.
Rules.
Oh, that guy. Well, actually, he was pretty alright in that deck, too, because of, like, if you hit something early on, you can just kill it when he attacks face, because he's a 3-speed guy.
Yeah, but it's 1/1, and I don't know. Sometimes he's super broken, like very rarely, and most of the times he's just super useless. And
Yeah.
I don't think that's a fun card.
Maybe. That'll be maybe the balance patch round 2. But then maybe it's not even a matter of buffing, it's just a matter of changing it. You could still have it work with target emblems, just rather than a 1-mana 1/1, it could be like a 2-mana 2-aspect 2/2 with some slightly more exciting ability.
Yeah. Alright, we haven't had time to ask Cruel about his win yet, so do you want to do that for a sec?
Sure!
Sure.
Take it away, Cruel.
Alright, Cruel. Congratulations for your win.
Finally. One of the biggest prize pools we've had.
Yeah, in a while.
Courtesy of Sandalfin.
Yes.
Courtesy of what?
Sandalfin donated his winning.
Oh yeah, right. Thanks, man.
He knew you deserved it. So what does it feel like? Are you happy? You sad?
I'm very satisfied. I cleared my schedule for today. I was rested.
Nice.
I was confident in my lineup. And all the bands were, working out.
Nice.
Most of the matches,
Actually, all the matches were really close and exciting. I know first 2 rounds, my opponents banned what I call OG Despina, which is this Despina control deck with a lot of ramp and assassinates. That's why I call it OG Despina. I was looking through my deck lists and I found this old Despina deck which had like 4 assassinate and lamps and stuff, and I'm like, weird. This could actually work.
Nice.
And then I started playing on ladder with assassinate and lamps again and worked on the list a bit. And eventually I stopped playing it because everybody changed to Curse of Reacher / Tones deck, Toons deck.
Yep.
But yeah, it was my sleeper deck for the Masters. And finally I had a lineup with 2 good aggro decks, thanks to Coronis Stallion.
Yep.
Yeah, that was mean.
So yeah, they banned the control deck, and I think I beat Ammon, some weird Ammon control decks the first 2 rounds.
Yep.
I banned Carmelian the first 2 rounds, and I won against, really I don't remember, some mirror matches, some elves. 3rd round was against Freebie. There I banned his corruption control deck. I saw that on the stream and I thought, I don't want to play against Crip and Trinimate and Bezarok and Walls and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that was the right ban. I mean, I think it was, but if Freebie had run Druids in his Hate Bears, I think that would have been a very terrible matchup. But as it turns out, she didn't have Druids, or she didn't draw them. And that made it easier to beat it with Rage. Like, I won the 2nd match, and round 3 was going to be against Hate Bears with Rage, and I'm like, how am I going to beat the deck with Druids and Sculptors and Spore Shepherds and Elvish Champions and what's it called? Plague Crab. Like, that's a terrible matchup. But yeah, there was none of that stuff. There was no Druid apparently. And the finals, what did I ban? Oh yeah, I banned the chicken deck. And yeah, I was confident in the mirror or winning with Coronis. I predicted that she would play against the Coronis. And yeah, the Eric deck. I like the Eric deck. It's probably pretty good against a lot of the creature decks.
Yeah.
All this energy stuff and power shot and dust titans and making dust titans big and shocking stuff. I like it, but yeah, he was like the first guy to not ban Despina, maybe the 2nd guy, I don't know. And that's not a good matchup for him.
No.
But yeah, All the matches were fun. Oh yeah, the most exciting match for me was with Coronis against Rage. Was it in the finals also? I think that was in the finals. First game.
I don't remember.
I made the Ravens and...
Oh, that stuff. That was...
And I know Fuzz was...
I know what you're talking about. What round was that?
I think that was round 4, first match against Sasha here. He was on Rage Rush, and I played Coronis aggro.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the board. So it was like 2 aristocrats.
That was later. I made a bird early, and you were like, why are you making this bird? He's just gonna free kill it. And he did with the symbol. But the thought behind that is to force him to have the removal on one side, and if he plays removal on the bird, he's not developing his board. And the second bird was also because I was sure he has another serpent, and if he has serpent and hero power, I need 2 blockers. This is the first thing. And also if he has burn, I need 2 big blockers. So I calculated his mana, I calculated his options. I know if he has Flame Serpent and burn, he cannot use the hero power. If he has Flame Serpent and hero power, he cannot burn. So that's why I went for the bird. And also the only way I lose now is against double burn, and she already used quite some burn. So if she has that, I lose anyway.
Sure.
So I had to play the bird to stay alive. I was really happy with that.
What was I saying you should do? Oh yeah, I wanted you to put the hook on the 2/2, so you have a 4/4 and a 3/4.
The first hook or the second hook?
There was more than one?
I don't know. I think... No, there was another game where I played some hook on some other stuff.
I remember the Overcharger going on the Assassin and really wrecking shop. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was funny.
I think if I put the hook on the 2/2, he can target it with the Flame Serpent.
Hang on. Yeah, I'm running this in my head right now.
Yeah, he can then attack the flame. Yeah, I lose that way. If I put the hook on the 2/2, he attacks the 4/4.
Oh, the difference is that the Raven can't be attacked. Okay.
He burns the bird, and if I change the block with the Stallion, it doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
So I die. But if I put the hook on the bird, I'm guaranteed to either gain some life or have a blocker that he can, like, potentially have 2 blockers.
Yeah.
He was one more.
Fair enough.
Well, I have to run. I got a Super Smash Brothers tournament to go win.
Whoa! No.
But it was great talking to you both. Congratulations, Cruel, for finally winning.
And Album, you owe me a song sometime. It's "We Are the Champions" by Queen.
Okay. I will make sure to record that for you, and I'll post it in Discord.
Thanks, man.
All right. I'll see you guys
thanks
later.
everyone for the games. It was fun.
Oh yeah, always. One of the better Masters we've had. Oh, you didn't see that battle between, who was it? Where they came down to 0 seconds.
One thing I'm surprised about is I was watching a match between Anti and I think Rivi, and I was sure Anti gonna win.
Yeah, I think that was the game.
I was super confused about that. And then I saw the time debacle, and again somebody on 0 seconds playing 2 turns, and that's disgusting.
That was the game. He top decked Succubus and then top decked another Succubus.
Yeah. Also, I was sure that either the Breacher or Anti would be my final opponent. I didn't see how the Breaches went down, so I have to rewatch that. And also shout out to Love Giant, who did also stream.
That's right.
The main stream was down at the beginning, so I was watching his stream. And
well, it wasn't down, but we had to catch up with the delay. So that was going to be a 10-minute break. I don't know. Did he not stream with delay? Well, he can't see the hands, so it's different.
Yeah,
Album and I can see the hands.
I was switching back and forth between the streams, depending on the action.
So yeah,
It was fun.
So we had to have delay, otherwise there'd be some cheating
Of
going
course.
on.
For one moment, I was worried. Oh my god, if she doesn't have delay, they're gonna see my cards.
But oh, never mind.
We're not stupid. Relax.
No, not you, but Low Giant. He's also not stupid, but
Well, he doesn't see the
honest
cards.
mistake, you know.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Well, Album's already gone. He has something going on. It was nice to hear your voice. You sound like a very friendly person.
I'm not as salty as it seems.
I know that's the
Just
point.
gaming.
That's why it's nice to put a voice to the name, where you see it's not some angry 13-year-old, right? That's just salty all the time. It's just a normal person. That's good. Anyways,
When is this buff catch coming?
I don't know exactly, but it should be fairly soon. There's only a few more cards to work through, and probably like sometime next week.
Please don't do Scatterless bidding. Please don't do Scatterless bidding.
All right, we'll see how these cards turn out.
Yeah, I'm sure Ivko will watch this broadcast and then he'll hear what you had to say, assuming he wasn't here already, and then maybe we will change it somehow. I don't know how, but oh well. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you all next month, and have a lovely day. Farewell.
Bye bye.